Okay, week 2 begins tonight. The Green Bay Packers will take on the Atlanta Falcons. And the big question on every Packers fan's mind, and Falcons probably as well, is who's going to cover Julio Jones, Atlanta Falcons all-world wide receiver. This is game tape from 2014. Now, it's been a while since the Packers played the Falcons. Last year, the main reason I'm not really observing that particular film is because Ladarius Gunter was the main coverage man in each of those 2 games from last season, and Gunter is no longer in Green Bay. This tape, however, shows a couple people that are, and the guy that I do ultimately think is going to cover Julio Jones for most, if not all, of this game. Jones is at the top of your screen right here, and Sam Shields is going to be locked up on him in man coverage. Now, the only reason I bring that up is because the last time around, the Packers played with a variety of people on him. So Sam Shields was their number 1 corner at the time, and he gets first crack. So you'll kind of see on this play what happened and what didn't work for them throughout the game. Shields is locked in man coverage on him with safety Clinton Dix over the top here to try and prevent a big play. So as the play starts, Ryan's going to take the snap and run a play-action fake. Jones is pretty well into his route here without anyone even touching or redirecting him. Clinton Dix was shading over toward Julio's side of things. He's off the screen now, but Clinton Dix is over toward that way. Jones is going to run like he's going deep, but then he's going to get Sam Shields turned around because he's so quick on his feet, light on his feet. Matt never takes his eyes off of Jones on this particular play. He's going here the whole way. So Shields, he's got him back on his heels. He's got Clinton Dix over that way to protect the deep ball, but instead, Jones gets him turned around and is able to make a completion on this play. Shields, for his athleticism, just not enough there. Jones is all world, and I really think that a lot of this has to do with the ability, or inability in this case, to get his hands on him and be strong enough to redirect Jones. Okay, here's another example. The Packers threw the kitchen sink at Julio Jones on this particular evening. You have him, at this case, in the number 2 on the left side of this formation, and Micah Hyde will handle him in the slot. So this is a position that is now occupied by Quentin Rollins or Demarius Randall. And they have him on Julio Jones here with, again, Clinton Dix shading over the top to try and prevent a big play down the field. Now, the biggest problem here with Julio Jones, again, is he's so athletic, and if Micah Hyde, he does a lot of good things, but his limitations really do come in the athleticism department. So this play starts, Jones a little slower off the line because Hyde's a little bit closer to the formation. Now, Hyde gets his hands on him here, but Ryan gets the ball in a perfect spot. Now, to Hyde's credit, he can test the throw, he can test the entire play, but he's not athletic enough or long enough. Jones catches the ball. He can't make a tackle. Clinton Dix makes a shoestring tackle, and he gets into the end zone. So you have to combine athleticism, length, speed, all those things to cover Julio Jones. Hyde, unfortunately, did about as well as he could on this play, but unable to cause an incompletion, and Jones gets another big catch against the Packers defense. All right, here's another example. The Packers, this is the first play of the second half. They switched their assignment on Julio Jones. Tremont Williams, who's no longer with the team, but he's covering Jones in this case. The Falcons are trailing 31-7 at this point, and they are in pass mode to start the second half. So the Packers went with their most experienced corner at this point after a couple young guys, Shields and Hyde, had gotten beat on a couple different plays. So here's the first play of the second half. Jones is going to be running a slant and go route on this play. So he gets into his route, and Williams jumps the slant. And you can see him jump the slant. And once he does that, Jones knows he's got him where he wants him because he takes off to go, and Williams turns his hips, but he is not fast enough to keep up with Jones on this particular play. Jones is wide open down the sideline, and he's going to run for a really long time. But it all comes back to the fact that Jones is a route technician. So we'll go back to this point at the beginning of the play. Jones sells this slant route, and Williams, who's been known to gamble in his career, tries to jump the route and get a big play to start the second half for the Packers. So Ryan's going to drop back here. Jones gets into his route, and right here, he sells the slant. So Williams thinks he's getting a slant here and that the linebacker is going to clear and he's going to have a chance at an easy pick. Instead, Williams jumps that route and he's off balance right here. You can see it. He's off balance and Jones is gone. So when you're playing Julio Jones, not only is he big and fast and athletic, sometimes he's just an athletic freak, but he's also maybe one of the best route runners in the entire league. You have to be assignment sure as well. And if you gamble, you have to be right, because if you're not, Jones and Ryan are going to burn you. And Williams was a victim in this particular case. New quarter, new cover man. 34-17 Packers at this point. And again, the Falcons have to throw the ball a lot. In this formation, Julio Jones is stacked with Roddy White toward the top of your screen, and the Packers have gone with Casey Hayward to cover him this time around. Hayward, of course, with the San Diego Chargers now, or Los Angeles Chargers. It's new to everybody, apparently. In this case, Hayward was the Packers' primary slot corner at the time, and in this case, since Jones is in the slot, they just let Hayward go with him to see how this would go. Now, Hayward, as you'll see on this play, is going to face guard Jones. I mean, he's getting into his back pedal, and he's going to be just face guarding, watching, trying to read what Jones does the whole time. The problem with that is he takes away the inside, which is good, but he gets beaten on the outside. He gets beaten right away because he's reading, instead of reading a key, he's just reading Jones's eyes. Jones fools you as well as anybody with those things. He's beaten to the outside. Hayward's chasing here. Jones has an easy pitch and catch for a first down. Hayward, for all his things in Green Bay, was not athletic enough to cover Jones either. This experiment did not last very long throughout the course of this game. Jones continued to torture the Packers as he does so many teams. All right, here we go again. Davon House is at the bottom of your screen now. Former and current now Green Bay Packer. And you can see there's a lot of space between Jones and House in this case. They're trying not to get beat deep. The Packers at this point lead this game 40-24. Again, the Falcons are trying to get up and down the field to try and score quickly. So House is playing it off coverage. That's not his game. House likes to play man-to-man and in your face, similar to another guy who wore number 31 for the Packers, and that was Al Harris. So House is off on this play, trying not to get beat deep, but instead, in the process, Ryan's going to run a play fake that nobody's going to fall for because they know that they're not really running the ball. And if they are, well, that's just not a big deal at this point. Jones already has House's hips turned. House's hips are facing the top of the screen here because he's trying not to get beat deep. So it's easy to stop and turn him around as he does right here. Again, pitch and catch, easy completion because the fear of getting beat deep forces the Packers to not let House play his game. Eventually, House makes a tackle, but not until the Julio Jones and the Falcons gain about 30 yards on this play. It's a big play for the Falcons and a lot of chunk plays that happen throughout the season and throughout this game, particularly on that night. House has to play up and in coverage in his face, and you'll see a little bit later that the Packers change their tune on him a little bit. All right, here we go. Maybe the signature play of Davon House's young career to this point. He's again at the bottom of your screen, locked up with Julio Jones. But what's the difference between this play and the last one? House is right up on Julio Jones, man-to-man in his face. So this is House's game. This is what he likes to do. The Packers let him play his way, and you'll see a positive result here. Ryan takes a snap, and again, he's looking at Jones the whole way. And at this point, why the hell wouldn't you? I mean, he's made every single play on this given night. What's another one? At this point, Ryan is going to throw the ball down the field. Now, House is with him step for step. Jones has him a little bit of advantage. It has to be a perfectly thrown ball. House has long arms. He's a long corner and a big guy. So it has to be a perfect throw here. Jones is in position to make this play. Now watch what House does. His athleticism reaches out and knocks the ball away. One of the bigger plays of the night. House makes a big play, but it all starts at the line of scrimmage. He's in man coverage, and he's up close to the line of scrimmage, so Jones cannot get him easily turned around. They let him use his length and athleticism on this play. House makes a big play for the Packers defense. All right, another big one here. The Falcons are in the red zone. Julio Jones, big target. You know they're going to go his direction. Look again. What's the difference between this play and the first one? House is on the line of scrimmage. He's right with Julio Jones on this play. Ryan takes the snap out of the shotgun, and it's just a simple fade route for Jones here. But Jones is as good as anybody in the business at this because of his size, speed, strength, athleticism combination that he has here. It's a tough ask for Davon House. But House has inside position, and he locates the ball. He's looking back at the ball right now. So he turns his hips, is in position, and nearly, because of a poorly thrown ball by Matt Ryan, but also good position from Davon House, has an interception on the play. Big play from Davon House here. Let's go back and look again. Here's full speed. So House is going to be in position. He turns his hips and locates the ball. The ball's thrown up and nearly intercepted. It's perfect technique from Davon House. It uses his size, his speed, his athleticism, and his length. The Packers, if they want to succeed tonight against Julio Jones, this is the way they have to attack him. They have Davon House to do it. Maybe Kevin King gets a crack at him as well, but they have to use bigger corners. Quentin Rollins, Demarius Randall, those guys just are not going to cut it on this given evening. Those guys might get torched. If they want a chance to contain Julio Jones, Davon House isn't Richard Sherman, but he has a chance and is a decent enough matchup to at least stay in front of Jones. So this is the way I think the Packers attack Julio Jones tonight. It's with number 31, their old friend, Davon House.